In a tradition unlike any other, Alisha Lewis, Assistant Commissioner of Operations for the Arkansas Division of Higher Education, is here as she is every time we kick off our Connect to College and Career Month. Good to see you here.
Good to see you.
We always kick off and end with you here because you always have such important information and it helps set up all the things we talk about all month long here. So let's talk a little bit about the things that prospective college students need to be thinking about right now.
Okay, so I always say, if you are thinking about going out of state, I love that for you. Always apply to one in-state college because, you know, I think that Arkansas has some of the best colleges and universities in the entire world. And so I always say, like, hey, you may change your mind at the very last minute. Keep an Arkansas college and university in mind. For those of us who are valuing these higher education opportunities in Arkansas, then the next thing I would tell them is to make sure that you apply for your state scholarships. Apply for apply for scholarships at the university or the college that you want to go to, but don't forget about your state scholarships too.
Each of us have a student in college right now,
and
they have peers all the time. And what I see is there's a lot of transferring between colleges. So knowing everything you know about in-state colleges, maybe you do go off to college, but then you change your mind and figure I'd like to be closer to home, and it's good to know.
It happens, and so I want to make sure that students know that they have the opportunity to, if they do choose to go to an out-of-state college and then say, hey, you know what, I want to come back home and I want to be a little closer to mom and dad or to, you know, somebody that's important to them, then they have the option to go ahead and apply for those scholarships then too.
And apply, right?
Absolutely. Our deadline for the Arkansas Academic Challenge, the lottery scholarship, most people know it as the lottery scholarship, that is July 1. And so students have to have their application turned in by July 1. Now, there's also things that you have to do in order for students to get their scholarship that first time, and that's complete the FAFSA. So that's
explain what that is. Right.
That is and I get the acronym wrong. Free application for federal student aid. Maybe I got it right. It's easier to say FAFSA. And so students have to complete the FAFSA in order to get their state aid, but there's only one scholarship that we have that is dependent on the needs-based program. So if you fill out your FAFSA and you have a demonstrated need, you can get a little bit of a bump for your Arkansas Academic Challenge or your lottery scholarship.
And so, when you talk about deadlines, you're talking about for high school seniors.
Especially. For high school seniors, but for students who are returning. Let's say that maybe you took a gap year. Let's say that maybe you're 27 years old and you thought, you know what, I didn't want to go to college whenever I was 18, but now I really see the value in that and I want to return to college. Then we've got scholarships for you too. The deadline is still July 1st, but you turn in that application and we're going to have you some money ready on when you start school.
Let's talk about students who, you know, perhaps think that college is an impossibility for them. It just doesn't seem doable.
Feasible. Yes, I get it. You know, I think that sometimes we feel like we hear that it's not free. We know it's not free. And then sometimes we hear about the increase in costs, and there's a misconception about the cost does not outweigh, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. It's too costly. And I always encourage students to fill out these applications for FAFSA, for scholarships, because it's really closer and easier than you might think that it is. You know, we have a lot of community colleges. If you're wanting to get a community college degree, an associate degree, a technical certificate, we have a lot of students that make, graduate with a technical certificate, and in welding, in nursing, in a lot of these areas that we used to call trades. And that's a very, very lucrative career.
Absolutely, and it doesn't have to be a 4-year journey. Heck, it doesn't have to be a 2-year journey. I mean, you can get certified in some of these careers very quickly.
Very quickly, and whenever you do that and you go to work quickly, then you have to realize that any investment that you have made in your education and made in yourself, you're going to get the return on that really quickly because you're turning around and you're going to work and you're making a nice wage.
Think long term. Absolutely, for sure. Parents who are out there who are constantly telling their kids, don't procrastinate. Let's get this done.
Let's get this going. Let's get this going.
What else can they do to motivate their kids?
Oh, man. If I knew the secret to that, I would be a wealthy, wealthy woman. But I really do think that, you know, students, especially these students who are still in high school, I don't know that they realize how many people that they have cheering them on.
Yeah.
You know, like at the state office, we're a little indirect, but we want to give scholarship funds away. We want people to apply. We want them to get their stuff turned in so we can give them money. You have counselors, you have parents, you have grandparents, you have aunts and uncles. And, you know, I was talking with a friend earlier today, and she was saying a friend of mine has a daughter that's going. We all care about these kids, and we want them to have the best future possible. So, like, if I was talking to a teenager, I would say, hey, listen, there's a lot of people that care about you and care about your future. Yeah. We need you to care a little bit too.
Right. I'm glad you shared that. Absolutely. And go explore all the incredible options that are here in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah, we're more than just a 4-year bachelor's degree, a liberal arts degree. We have welders, we have nurses, we have HVAC people, and you know, whenever it's 110, we'll talk to Melinda about that. When it's 110, those HVAC people become very, very popular.
Yes, no question about it. There are so many great careers, and as you mentioned, a lot of them are really lucrative too.
Absolutely.
Alicia, anything else we should know? Mention the deadline one more time.
July 1st.
July 1st.
July 1st, we will have the deadline. All of our applications have to be submitted by that date, and then we'll start awarding.
Perfect. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
I'll see you again at the end of the month, right?
Absolutely. Okay. I'll be here.
Good deal. All right, coming back. Melinda May is going to talk about this impending sorry weather that's headed our way right after the break.